Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, welcome to episode 3 of Do You Speak Geek? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have made episode 3. Every day is a victory, and we will celebrate that here. I am your host, Nix. Thank you all so much for joining us again here. Much love and appreciation to everyone who has subscribed, who has followed, who has liked, who has commented on this podcast. I appreciate you all so much, so much. It is definitely appreciated, and I hope you all stick around for the long haul until we reach episode 100 or 1,000. It's definitely going to be over 9,000, Vegeta. Be on the lookout for that. So, again, thank you all for joining us again here, episode 3. We got a lot to talk about. As always, this is being brought to you by Spreaker, so you can check us out on here. Spreaker.com, host the podcast. Also, if you have an iPhone, you can check us out on iTunes. You can just go to iTunes, search for your podcast, and we will be there waiting for you to give you this up-to-date geek and nerd news. Also, if you have an Android phone, you can find us on Google Play Music as well. Also, latest episode of the Daddy and Dono Show is on YouTube right now. Episode 4. Me and my son are talking about WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver. This is WrestleMania weekend right here, folks. We give our predictions. We discuss WWE, the wrestlers, the state of the WWE as well right now. So go check that out at youtube.com. You can search for Do You Speak Geek right there. More content coming soon there. If you want to follow us and know what's going on with Do You Speak Geek, you can go to Facebook at DYSG Media. Follow us on Twitter at _ Do You Speak Geek and on Instagram at Do You Speak Geek. Website, as always, coming soon, doyouspeakgeek.com. And also, the Patreon is coming soon as well. Let you guys know what will be expected for there. Exclusive stuff is coming for you Patreon people. So we're going to be getting into that pretty soon. Without further ado, people, let's speak geek. So, major news this week. I don't think anything this week has been more major than the release of the poster and teaser trailer of the latest Warner Brothers DC movie, Joker. This movie is starring Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. And man, this trailer did not disappoint. Even when I heard that Joaquin Phoenix was cast as Joker for a standalone Joker film, I thought, oh man, because I watched her and I was thinking, okay, he's going to kill this. It's going to be awesome. But I didn't realize that it was going to be like that when I saw the trailer. And the trailer, like a lot of you out there, it blew you away. This movie is not connected to the DC Extended Universe. And like most of you and myself, we're a little happy about that. Lately, DC has been doing very well with their movies, with Aquaman and Shazam. Another exception being Wonder Woman. But for the most part, DC is either hit or miss. And they've got, I would say they're about half, maybe a few more misses than hits here lately. But this movie's not connected. I don't think Batfleck is in this one. He's hung up the cape and cowl completely now. We may see one more appearance by him in this movie. I doubt it. If he is, I'll be shockingly surprised. But I don't see it happening. This movie, man, it's going to be good. And when I say good, I mean Oscar good. We saw the potential of what comic book movies can be with Black Panther actually being nominated for Best Picture and taking home 3 other trophies. I don't see why not that Joaquin Phoenix could take home Best Actor for Joker. Todd Phillips take home Best Director for Joker. Joker winning Best Picture at the Oscars. It could very well happen. And I would love to see it happen. Joaquin Phoenix is playing a character named Arthur Fleck. That's his real name in this movie. The Joker character has had many incarnations of a government name. As we saw recently on the Gotham series, he's either been Jerome or Jeremiah Valeska. If you remember back during Tim Burton's Batman, the Joker played by Jack Nicholson's name was Jack Napier. So there have been very few and far between government names given to a Joker character, but this Joker's name is Arthur Fleck. I like this movie, man, already. I'm excited for it. I can't wait until October. The trailer it paints a picture to me of a man who has been kicked and knocked down repeatedly by society, and maybe even disappointed by those closest to him. And if you all remember the quote from The Killing Joke, all it takes is one bad day. And I think that this guy is going to have that one bad day, and it's going to send him completely over the edge. And I want to ride shotgun. Definitely want to ride shotgun for that. Also, in other big news, we have the Avengers is back in the news again. Avengers Endgame. Latest trailer that kind of came out to announce the pre-sale tickets were on sale. And that turned into a madhouse. I mean, a lot of you, like myself, went online and saw a line online with Fandango and other outlets like Regal or wherever you go, AMC theaters. There was a line to get tickets online. You had to wait into a lobby to get tickets. And these pre-sale tickets have outsold Infinity War. It's pretty much outsold all of their movies as far as pre-sale tickets. People are even selling these tickets for trumped up prices on eBay. I mean, I've seen tickets go for as big as $1,000 to $5,000 for a movie ticket. People are really, really excited about this film. But I'm here for it. I like it. And I can't wait until 26, man. Endgame is going to be awesome. The 3 hours and 58 seconds is going to be all worth it. You can keep you and your weak bladder home if you need an intermission. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, keep your bladder home if you can't stand the rain. Real fans only. We're here for this. But anyway. So let's get into the source wall. Let's talk some comics this week. The two major outlets stand out a lot this week. DC had Deathstroke 42. It's a continuation of the Terminus project that's going on with the Teen Titans. Robin is still on his kick of wanting to put Deathstroke down for good. I'll let you guys read that, see what happens. Justice League 21. We saw the fight between Superman and this godlike Superman, and your boy in blue didn't go so well. This is a good story that they're continuing, and I'm here for it. DC is doing pretty good with this book, and I like it so far. Hopefully it doesn't let me down, and the end result does pay off. Marvel's pull list. Marvel had some big things this week. We had Champions 4 come out. We've got Miles Morales pretty much coming to terms with some bad decisions that he has made, and the team doesn't know about it. The team of the Champions, I mean. He's in case you all don't know about Champions, Champions is a book with Miles Morales, Spider-Man. We got Miss Marvel. We have Vision. We have Brute. Not Brute. I forget what he's called. It's called something. Anyway, it's another version of Hulk. And several other young Marvel heroes as the champions. So it's a good book. Check that out if you like. Also, we got Major X #1. This book sold out pretty quickly. Rob Liefeld, as you know, the creator of Deadpool, was behind this one. And if you read this comic, you're going to see a lot of panels look very familiar in this book. Also, there's a big reveal of who Major X actually is. I won't spoil that for you, but go out, get that one. Also, we have War of the Realms #1 kicking off this new event. Lot going on in this book. The war for all the realms has come to Earth, come to Midgard. And we got people making sacrifices. I will let you read that for yourself. That's all we got there for the source wall. Not a lot of news coming out for comics this week. Pretty much a lot of stuff came out last week. You guys can go back and check out episode 2 to pick up on any news you may have missed. So we're going to jump right into TV and movie news with Watch This. So, we got Mark Hamill. You all know Mark Hamill. He's Luke Skywalker. He's the iconic voice of the Joker from the Batman animated series that we all loved so much. He's lending his voice talents once again, and he will be the voice of Chucky in the reboot of Child's Play on June 21st. As if I didn't have enough nightmares on this man's voice. He's going to do Chucky now. I don't think my body is ready. I don't know how I'm going to handle him being Chucky. I mean, it's one thing to play Joker, who is this villain, this scary, this creepy character in the comics. But now you're really going to do something in the realm of horror. And I think Mark Hamill's going to give us nightmares, people. I really think he is. Netflix's live adaptation of the classic anime Cowboy Beebop has made casting decisions, people. We've got John Cho from the Harold and Kumar and Star Trek fame. He is being cast as the lead of this Netflix series. This is going to be a great look. I think John Cho deserves a lot more than he has usually gotten back in the day. But yeah, John Cho is playing the lead of the series, Spike. If you all know of Cowboy Beebop, he's playing Spike. We've also got Mustafa Shakir from Luke Cage fame. He played Bushmaster. We have Mustafa. He is playing Jet Black. That is Spike's partner and captain of the Bebop ship. And from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we have Daniela Pineda. She'll be playing Faye Valentine. She's a bounty hunter with cryo-freeze amnesia who forms a partnership with Spike and Jet. So I think that's going to be dope. Also, we have Alex Hassel as Vicious. That is Spike's ex-partner who becomes his enemy. So I'm here for that. That's going to be pretty awesome. Netflix hasn't given us a release date yet, but we will keep you posted here at Do You Speak Geek and give you that information. James Gunn's title for Suicide Squad has been official. It's now called The Suicide Squad. As stated before in previous episodes, it is not a sequel. This is a reboot, people. I don't know how I feel about it being a reboot, but we will see. It's weird that it's going to be a reboot because we do have a couple of people coming back to reprise their roles. We have Jai Courtney and Viola Davis coming back respectfully to play their characters of Captain Boomerang and Amanda Waller. Also, as you all probably know, Will Smith is out of the picture due to scheduling conflicts. He is not going to be reprising his role as Deadshot. However, we do have Idris Elba stepping in to the Suicide Squad film. However, he is not playing Deadshot. His role is yet to be named. Just looking at Idris's build and his nature, I got a feeling it's going to be Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger was made famous pretty much in the TV world by Michael Jai White. If you all watch Arrow, he plays a pretty awesome Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger is a deadly assassin who has one of the most impeccable martial arts games out there, just like Michael Jai White. But we'll see if Mr. Idris can copy or mimic that. We'll see if he can get on his game and show us what he can do with hand-to-hand combat. Also, this week we had the 2-hour season premiere of Cloak and Dagger. I'm not sure how many of you all out there watch Cloak and Dagger on Freeform, but it's an awesome show. They came back this year with Mayhem, and we follow Cloak and Dagger pretty much doing some vigilante work all on their own, and the other doesn't know it. So we'll see how that kind of plays out with them being secretive to each other, and also the character Mayhem, and see what she eventually gets into. That's all I got right there by way of TV and movie news, folks. Let's go ahead and jump into Thumb Life. Pre-orders for the Sega Genesis Mini are now live. If you go to Amazon and Walmart, you'll find the September 20th ship date up there. It looks like Sega has learned a few things from these previous, retro systems coming back out. They're going to offer you 40 games. The names on the titles so far, here we have a list here. 40 games, but so far we have titles listed as, we got Echo the Dolphin, we have Castlevania Bloodlines, Space Harrier 2, Shining Force, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. We also have the classic Toe Jam and Earl. We got Comic Zone. Of course, the classic Sonic the Hedgehog, Altered Beast, and Gunstar Heroes. As stated before, Sony did their homework, learning from Nintendo and Sony. This Sega Genesis Mini has nearly twice as many games as the SNES Classic, and it is $20 less than the PlayStation Classic at $79.99. When you purchase it, it's going to have 2 wire controllers, USB adapter, and HDMI cable. I'll be getting one. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely getting my hands on one. I hope they give us some Streets of Rage. I love that game. I don't know about anybody else, but Streets of Rage was my jam. But hopefully they'll give us that. And as previously mentioned, back on episode 2, Borderlands 3 gets a release date, people. September 13th. So let's get ready for Borderlands 3. That's all we got by way of Thumb Life and gaming news. Nothing came out this week, I would think. They put out a new DLC for Battlefield and also the re-release of the Borderlands Remastered Edition. So, nothing too major there. Let's get into Technically Speaking. So, technically speaking, we gotta say RIP to Google Plus. Now, I feel like, personally, you deserve a reward, plaque, massage, something, if you have been actively using this social network. The decision to kill off Google Plus came after the discovery that a bug in Google Plus was exposing personal data of nearly 500,000 users, with Google not disclosing it to the public until much later. Shortly after that, it was discovered that another security bug exposed personal data of more than 50 million users. Now, I feel like this fish was dead in the water from the beginning. Google Plus, it wasn't going to compete or compare to the giant that is Facebook. It wasn't going to compete with Instagram, and it wasn't going to compete with Twitter. I joined it as an alternative to keep up with people who actually got on Google Plus. But again, I'm not going to miss it. I don't know how many of you are going to miss it. If you are going to miss it, God bless you. Like I said, if you were actively using this, you deserve, I think you deserve some Google stock or something. In other news, we have, let's see here, what we got in other news. Speaking of wrestling, from previously, Jim Ross, we all know Jim Ross, the old, by God, he killed him, by God, he broke him in half, Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold. So, Jim Ross, signed a 3-year deal with AEW. That is All Elite Wrestling. If you all are unfamiliar with AEW and All Elite Wrestling, that is a new federation or a new territory that's coming out. It was pretty much the brainchild, I want to say, of the Elite, and the Elite being the Nightmare Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy Rhodes, and we also have Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. These three, they are on the main roster of this new federation. They will be active wrestlers. Also, we've got their Double or Nothing pay-per-view coming out very, very soon. Be on the lookout for that. The roster looks good, man. I mean, with those three, and you also got Pentagon and Phoenix, and you got Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, and you got Hangman Page and Pac and the Dr. Britt Baker. I think this is going to be a very, 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 very awesome alternative. Probably even a better alternative to WWE. And with Jim Ross coming on board as a senior advisor, I think this brand has the potential to be incredible. And also, we have Netflix raising their prices again. I'm pretty sure you all got notification at some point, whether it was via text or via email, that the Netflix is raising prices again. I don't know how I feel about that. With so many streaming services out now, you get the Amazon Prime Video with your Prime subscription. You got Hulu out there. We've got the DC Universe online. Disney Plus is coming soon. With so many of the streaming services out here now that are competing with Netflix and are giving you just as much content for a cheaper price, I don't know if Netflix Originals is enough to make me stay, but I'm going to stick around for now. But if it gets too high, it's going to have to be a cancellation on that. We're going to have to say bye-bye. That's episode 3, folks. Like I said, it's a short episode. Not a lot to talk about. I mean, we had a lot to talk about, but, as far as the week, it's been pretty dry as far as content goes. Anyways, as I said here, follow us on the social medias at Facebook at DYSG Media, Twitter at _ Do You Speak Geek, Instagram at Do You Speak Geek. Also, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like the videos, hit that bell for all notifications, and please leave comments. We love comments. Check out all of our videos and the latest one as well for the Daddy Dono Show, where we cover WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver. Also, again, the Patreon and the website are coming soon. The website will have additional content, including the podcast. So be on the lookout for that really soon. Also, to let you guys know, we will be broadcasting live from Tidewater Comic-Con in May. Be on the lookout for that. And hopefully we will be able to go somewhere and do a live broadcast for Free Comic Book Day coming up on May 4th. I think it's cool that Free Comic Book Day is also May the 4th be with you. I think that's pretty cool. But that's my time, folks. It's been a pleasure as always. I am your host, Nix. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?